So the rumor mill floating around is that Russell Vaught, who is the OPM director, the Office of Personnel Management, he's the Project 2025 guy. He's
Oh,
the original he's the original architect of 2025. And so the
well,
rumor is that he's been wanting the shutdown to happen so that he can gut the government.
hmm.
Great.
Yeah, because that's what the fuck they want to have happen. And then, but here's the deal. I mean, they're like the the GOP are all painting it as it's the Democrats' fault for not engaging. And then Hakeem Jeffries announced today that he and Schumer and Donald Trump and the GOP leadership, he'll agree to go on like Face the Nation or do a press conference with the GOP and Donald Trump standing there together. And Trump told Hakeem Jeffries to fuck off and get over it. So, and then on top of that, McBride, the trans congresswoman. Oh, I've got really good stories about the new job, by the way. I've got like three really good stories about work from a social perspective. When we get to the social shit in a few minutes, you'll laugh. I promise you'll laugh. It's really classy, and it definitely requires Brandon to be a co-host. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um.
Hmm.
So anyway, so yeah, there's all this back and forth bullshit about whose fault it is, and so you know, one side of the aisle is pointing the finger this way, the other
Oh,
side,
yeah, that's how it always is.
you know, but while all that's happening, SCOTUS turned around and said, "No, Donald Trump, you can't fire Cook, the Fed chairwoman." So they stopped him from doing that. But then, and this will tie back to um, my experience today. Um, so I want to understand. I just tell me that I interpreted this correctly. So I actually watched the video. It's an AI video of Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero with a fake mustache and a mariachi band music playing. That's racist, right?
I would say
I
so.
would say, yeah,
Like that's not like even questionably racist, right?
yeah, I would call that racist.
I mean, unless he was actually in a mariachi band and wearing, I don't.
No, okay, because I watched it and I was like, so Madeline Dean, who's a representative in the House, she went up to Mike Johnson and she told him it's disgraceful, it's racist, you should call it out. And Johnson literally said, "Well, it's not my style," but doesn't tell her that it's wrong. I wouldn't do that, but it's still okay.
Where did it come from, though? Who?
I Trump's, media org or whatever. AI,
Oh,
Ah,
AI'd it, yeah, I AI'd it together.
uh,
You know, so to get back at him, this is the funny part. Gavin Newsom's media team posted AI memes of Trump as Marie Antoinette.
oh, I saw that.
hmm.
And Stephen Miller walking Trump on a leash.
That one I didn't see. That's a good one.
So, like, Newsom's camp is like fighting back at Trump's racist bullshit camp, which makes it tolerable, I guess. But so, anyway, um, so here's the deal. If you're on TikTok, get off TikTok.
Oh boy.
Um,
Well, I know
Why?
Brandon is, so Brandon, honey, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to get off.
Oh gosh. Oh
Yeah.
my. What's
Well, here's
going on?
why. Well, here's why. So, Livy Levita, who is the guy that's on TikTok that is claiming that he has evidence that Mike Johnson is gay, that he has a grinder profile, and he has specific IP address specific data to support it. Every time the guy puts up a video, TikTok downs it and calls it a violation of community guidelines, but doesn't list what community guideline it violates. So there's the guy, Tizzy Entertainment. He's the guy on TikTok that's like, he's the bearded guy who's like, this motherfucker said this. I want everybody to identify him. So he was reposting the grinder profile Mike Johnson guy's videos, and his videos were getting kicked out.
Oh.
And
so their AI is just kicking anything that references it.
No, so I did a little snooping around earlier today from one of my backup servers that is in a country that doesn't have an extradition policy with the US. And sure enough, TikTok's US endpoints are all pointing to Oracle data centers. So Larry's running that show now. So I would expect that in the next number of months going into the first of the year, TikTok is going to get extremely transphobic, extremely homophobic, and almost all trans and queer content from TikTok is going to get completely erased. Just based on that behavior. Oh, and then, of course, anybody attacking the president or attacking the government, it'll all get removed. Which, from my perspective, is like half my content. No, that's over half. Over half my content is me bitching about the fucking government and the fact that Trump is a little bitch and he needs to get over himself. So that's the TikTok thing.
Well, did you hear that Elon is telling people to cancel Netflix?
No, why? No, I haven't. Tell me why. I want to know.
He has canceled Netflix and he's encouraging others to do the same because I guess there was an LGBTQ plus show, but it was canceled in 2023. And it was a cartoon. I don't know I don't remember the name of it, but they were claiming that it was promoting a trans agenda, or
Dead End Paranormal Park.
Oh, yeah. My kid loves that show.
Yeah, and he claims that it's part of the transgender woke agenda.
Yeah.
Leave it to Elon Musk to get booty bothered over a cartoon.
Well,
but it was.
Please?
I said, leave it to Elon Musk to get booty bothered over a cartoon.
Booty bothered.
Booty bothered.
Yeah.
Do you mean butt hurt? Is that
yes.
Are you
that
really
is
saying
exactly?
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like booty bothered.
I like booty bothered better than I like butt hurt. I'm just I'm gonna use it in a note. Yeah, that's going in a note.
And we use that
don't understand why he's talking about it now. I mean, it's been off. Maybe it's still in syndication or something. I don't know, but it only ran for like a couple seasons or something like that, a couple years.
I don't remember if they were watching it on YouTube or if we had Netflix still, but last year was when my kid was watching it.
Mm.
But I think there was only a couple seasons.
Yeah, that's what I think the article said, that it only ran for a couple seasons, and
I mean, it wasn't a bad show. I sat and watched it with her a little bit. It was entertaining.
I think
Okay.
he and Donald are just trying to cancel everything that they don't have their hands in.
Yeah, if they can't make money on it.
Yeah. Which means they're probably coming after Substack, because Elon tried to buy Substack.
Did he really?
And yeah, Chris Best and Hamish were on a live video I watched a few weeks ago, and they were talking about different investors who were talking to them, and Elon was one of them, and they said
Yeah.
his ideals didn't align with where they wanted to go with Substack, and they said no, thank you. So
Yeah, I sort of, despite the fact that we're migrating away from the platform, at least for long form content, um, I'm still gonna do notes and lives on Substack. Um, but I've officially canceled all of my paid features. All of my paid features on Substack have been canceled. So all of that is now being run out of Beehive now. So if you want to become a paying subscriber, I'm going to flip the DNS on Thistle and Moss this weekend, so that will behave that way. Which, by the way, 2 days in a row, I've been number one in philosophy and number two in philosophy, and I don't get how. Like, I just don't get it. How did I? My lives don't even get up to 50 people anymore, and yet I topped the charts one day. Okay, I officially don't understand that algorithm anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
with mine, it changes whenever I get a paid subscriber. I'm back on the rising list, at least.
Right.
Did it
So
happen to?
just so everybody that's in the live is aware, as long as you have thistleandmoss.com bookmarked, you don't need to worry about anything. But I'm going to do a big post on Sunday that explains why we're doing it. And by the way, I already have, just to let you know. So like Brandon, I already have a rotating updating page on the top level domain under over all the publications. That's the one Sarah's on. That will rotate your articles, so you get article refresh every day. I have a seat if you want it, but regardless, all of your Substack traffic will get referential work. So I'm gonna keep doing that. But anyway, so now do you want to hear about my job experience? Because this shit's, one, it's queer as fuck, and two, it's really funny.
Absolutely.
Well,
Cool.
I know Elaine wants to hear it too.
Yeah, Sarah already knows a little bit about what happened. So like the first day I went in, and I went to work, and my director is a guy named Reggie. He's really nice. And so I had to have the when conversation with him. And so, he's like, okay, so when, and I was like, oh, let's talk about that. And so I told him, I was like, look, when I interviewed for the job, I told everybody that my preferred name was Wen, but my name is actually Wendy, and here's why. Blah 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 blah. And he looks at me and he's like, "Oh, so you were just scared for what was going to happen or whatever?" And I said, "Yeah." He was like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." And so he, um, so then I talked to my coworker Rukia, who was a queer gender fluid person, and Rukia was like, "Oh, really?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, So you want your email address to say Wendy? And I said, yeah. And she says, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take care of that for you. And so she goes and fucking fixes it or whatever. And so then it was like, wow, this is amazing. And so first day still. So I had my HR onboarding or whatever, and the local HR person. There's two offices. There's an office in Atlanta, that's the U.S. headquarters, and then the big CHQ is up in Hamilton, Ontario. So the local HR rep is this girl named Jen. She's super nice, and so we're talking, and she's like, okay, and I told her I'm like, here in the next like month or two, I'll go through my name change or whatever, and so she's like, oh, okay, cool. Um, whatever happens, you just let me know. We'll take care of it. And so then I got to leave the HR meeting and I turned around and I looked at her. I said, I have a question. And she says, okay. And I wore like jeans and tennis shoes and a golf shirt that day, which I hate. I hate wearing pants and I hate wearing golf shirts, you know, all that. I mean, I haven't like worn shit like that. I like leggings is one thing, but jeans and 2-button shirts, I hate it. And so I told her, I was like, okay, I have a problem. And she says, okay, what's the problem? And I said, I only have one pair of jeans. And she's like, oh, um, okay. Is this an issue? Yeah, Craig, yoga pants. Is this an issue where you need more pairs of jeans to be able to come to work? And I said, no, um, I just don't wear them. And she says, oh, okay. So here's what you do. Go out to Amazon and buy a couple of knee length Urban Cocoa skirts or whatever, and just wear those and you're safe. And I was like, um, I have like 8 of those at home, and I love to wear them with my cute little blue or off tan color flats. And she's like, then just wear that. And I'm like, okay. And nobody's gonna give me any shit about it. And she says, not in this office. And if they do, you just come and tell me. So
Well, that's cool.
I haven't gone into an office. My previous company, every time I wore a dress in the office, I would go in the office and I would get shit eye from half the office. Like total shit eye. Like, what the fuck is your problem? You know,
Yeah.
you know, shit eye. I didn't have to do it at the company before that because the company before that, I was a remote worker. And the company before that, I was a remote worker. And the company before that, I was not going through gender transition and I was a remote worker. And so, but this time is really the first time where I have gone to work in this top and a black um Urban Cocoa A-line skirt, which is really cute by the way, and a cute pair of flats, and had virtually half the people in the office look at me and go, that's a really cute outfit. You should wear that again.
Shocking.
So being in the office has been a positive experience.
Yes. Being in the office has been a profoundly positive experience. People that know me, Sarah is one of those people because I have had to, while doing things, pick up the phone and talk to Sarah because Sarah would have to talk me out of not having a panic attack. Sarah has actually talked me out of it. So I have a rule. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna call you out, Sarah. But here's the rule: if I have to drive anywhere because I have such a difficult time, it's not that I can't drive. I just get really anxiety ridden when I'm driving in my car. And so what happens is I have 4 phone numbers of people that I can call while I'm out driving about. so that if I go into a panic attack like moment, I can pick up the phone and call them. And by talking to them about whatever the fuck it is that's completely random, then they'll talk me out of it. Just because it's random. I haven't ever done that to Brandon because I don't know that Brandon would want to hear me talk for 6 minutes in a way that would. But I don't know. I mean, Sarah, like, explain to Brandon what I'm talking about. I can't.
I mean, like the conversation or what you go through, because
no, what
I can't describe that.
Yeah, like.
I mean, usually it preceded by, "Hey, I'm going out to do whatever. I may need to call." Like, okay, cool. And at some point in the next couple hours, I may receive a phone call, and it's just, casual conversation, hearing a little bit about, what may have gone wrong or whatever. But it's not. It doesn't sound. It actually isn't as bad as it sounds when she's talking about right now.
Well, I'm sure what goes on in your head is a lot more tumultuous than what is transpiring in conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm basically just trying to distract myself.
Right.
Completely just distract myself. If I distract myself, then, it becomes an easier situation for me to deal with. So, like when I interrupted the Russian orgy because I was door dashing, like I called Sarah right after that.
That was hilarious.
Which that was, and then when I had to call the police because of the meth head delivery I had to do. Had you heard either of those stories, Brandon?
I heard about the Russian orgy. Yes.
Okay. The meth head one, that was scary.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know she remembers, but basically I went into a not good area of town with a Chick-fil-A order of all things. And and I'm white. If you don't know, I'm white.
Yeah.
So I walked up to the door and they had the food and I knocked. I could have left it, but I knocked on the door because I wanted here's your food. I want to give you your food. And so knocked on the door. When she opened the door, this wave of meth smoke hit me in the face, which if you've never smelled that before, it is the most metallic, like chewing on a fork in the back of your smell. Yeah. Ugh. That you can, and she took the food and she looked at me and she said, if you don't get your ass out of here right now, honky, cracker, whatever, I'm going to get my gun and I'm going to shoot you.
Okay.
So I proceeded to run back to my car. By the way, the wafting odor of various clouds of marijuana smoke, the weed smell from the apartment housing I was walking out of was so I was having secondhand content.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
And so holy shit. Right. So yeah, whenever shit like that would happen, like Sarah, Gizmo, if Gizmo would answer the phone, um, Aaron, Funny Farm Aaron would do it, and then Elaine. Elaine was my other if I knew Elaine was working from home, I'd call Elaine up and talk to her. But yeah, my panic is crazy. So now, after a day of working at my new company, UNA is the name of the company, by the way, EUNA. If you're in government services or you're in municipal services, my company's products might be a product that you've used. But anyway, so after a day of this, like nothing, I'm numb. Like the whole day, my whole first day blinked, and then I was like, I didn't have a panic attack all fucking day. What the hell? This is crazy. I'm not.
Well, it sounds like everybody kind of was pretty welcoming and accepting. I would say that probably had something to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. It was a very EULA, no, UNA, EUNA, which is funny because they have a conference for their products, and the conference is called Universe. So
Okay.
I'm riding the train to go to work now.
Yeah, I saw
Because
you sent that message set up on the train.
yeah, so public transit in Atlanta is really hit or miss. But sometimes if you're lucky, so where I live is 2 miles away from um, two train stations, and where we're moving to at the end of the year is a block away from a train station, maybe 2 blocks, but no greater than. So walking distance, new place where we're moving to at the end of the year. So my office, however, is a 600 feet walk to the train station. So that's a no brainer, which, by the way, I found out they did that on purpose. They purposefully bought office space that was almost literally on top of a train station hub. So
That's convenient.
yeah. It's super convenient. Um,
Oh, look,
so
fuck Trump joined.
oh great, fuck Trump. I I fuck Trump. I would maybe take one for the team, but I'm a bottom. So I'd probably just lay there and keep asking him if he was putting it in yet or not. Because I think he has a tiny wee wee, like an itty bitty. He has this problem.
I don't think I want to find that out, really. I, I just, I don't want to know.
Wait, would you take that one for the team if you thought that it would help?
Well, all right. Help what? And I'm like, what would it accomplish? Like, how much would it help?
like if you turned him out.
If I, well, I don't know if that would really, uh, I don't think that would help. I think his followers, they would be like, they would blame it on me. Like, you turned him gay. I mean, that's what would happen. You know, that's what would happen.
I mean, I want to believe that that's not what would happen. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, here's the thing about Trump having sex with a trans person or another gay person, where Trump would rationalize in his head, oh, I could have sex with somebody and I don't have to worry about them getting abortions anymore. And I don't have to worry about them getting pregnant anymore. Oh, and by the way, um, they don't have Fred visiting every 30 days.
Oh dear.
So if Fred's not visiting every 30 days and they don't get bitchy, then, oh gosh, I totally want to do that. Maybe that would be it. So if that were to be the case, then Brandon would. I'd take one for the team, sure.
What does Craig say? Craig said, Brandon made me homosexual. If you buy him the yarn, he'll make you one too.
Nice.
Wow.
I've never learned to crochet or knit.
God damn it, Brandon. What kind of
gay am I? Is that what you were
what
going
kind
to
of
say?
gay person are you if you don't
Well, I don't think I have the patience for it.
It's a patternization. The movement's the same. It's repetitive patterning.
I know, but you have to do it for so long.
Yeah.
I just don't know if
you
I can
like to
sit.
do the
I
same
don't
thing
know.
over and over and over and over again.
Well, I mean, I guess I could watch TV while I'm doing it and make a scarf or something. Just make one long line of, I don't know.
Right. So, riding the train is a very particularly interesting experience. And so, I have train stories.
Oh boy.
And they're really good. So, over the years, I have been a transit rider. I love riding transit. It's easy. I don't have to think about it. I just go, get on the train, ride the train, go to work, and then I don't think about it. But here's the thing, especially here in Atlanta, because of the diversity of people that live in Atlanta, the training experience is an entirely different paradigm, entirely different. So I'm going to ask, do you want the racist story first?
Oh gosh.
Do you want the 95-year-old lady story first? Or do you want the uh, bag full of drugs story first?
Ooh, an old bag or a bag full of drugs?
Bag full of drugs. And a woman over 90 or the racist?
Let's go with the old bag.
Okay, so the woman over 90?
The old lady.
Okay,
Sorry.
so that's actually
The old
really
bag.
good because one of the people in this story is a woman I saw on the train today. And I told her that I remembered her because I have an eidetic memory and I can't forget people, especially people's faces. And so I recognized her. And this was from a few years back. But basically, I go on the train one day and Marta in Atlanta, like when you're riding it from Sandy Springs, which is on the north end of town, it comes down, stops in the middle of Atlanta, and then it goes over to east and west Atlanta and south Atlanta. And so I was on the train, and one of the stations that's south of Sandy Springs is Medical Center, which is St. Joseph's Hospital and Northside Hospital and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Like there's a cluster of hospitals at that stop. And so I'm sitting on the train, and there is a very personable person of color woman and what looks to be her son sitting next to her, um, sitting, and the train's full of people. It's rush hour, so it's like standing room only. And so this 92, 93-year-old white woman gets onto the train, and she walks over to the guy who's sitting down, and this is the seat that's like right next to the one of the doors, asks him if he'll stand up because she's really tired and she needs to sit down. And he doesn't move,
Yeah.
like at all.
How old is he?
So, I had to be 92 or 93.
No, how old is he? How old was he?
Oh, like mid 40s.
Oh, okay.
And she the lady that's sitting next to him, who I was convinced was his mom, turns and looks at him, blinks a couple of times, and then takes her magazine, bands it up, rolls it up, hits him over the head with it, and then says, "Get your black ass the fuck out of that chair right now, god damn it." And then she's hitting him on the head with
Wow.
it, and he falls out of the chair, falls out. And the older woman sits down, and the older woman says, "Thank you." And the, the older black woman looks at her and says, "I'm very sorry. I raised him much better than this. Here's my number. If you get on the train again and he asks for your seat and he doesn't get up, you just send me a message and I'll make sure he never does that again."
Wow.
So I saw her today and I was like, "I remember you." And she says, "Oh, do you?" And I said, "Yeah. You have a son who has a habit of not giving up his seat for people on the train, especially older 90-year-old women." Yes. And she was like, "Yes, I do. And he's done that before."
Oh, wow.
And I told her, I was like, "Well, the way I remember, this is the way I remember it, was the magazine got banded up and you started beating him on the head with it until he got it." She's like, "Yeah, I guarantee you. After that time, I had to do it 4 or 5 more times before he learned not to ever do it again." So a little bit after that, this one's intense. A little bit after that, I got on the train one day and it was standing room only. Well, here was the thing. Um, at the time, I was coming from Sandy Springs. So all of the people that live like in Cumming, Georgia, yes, there's a city in Georgia called Cumming. And
I want to be in Cumming, Georgia.
yeah, can I be in Cumming, Georgia? If you're in Cumming, Georgia, are you coming or going? Which is it? And
Always
so
coming.
you're right. You're always coming and coming. I want to know how good that feels. Sarah, you're turning like 5 shades of red.
Just thinking that would be incredibly awkward.
So, and then Alpharetta, and then Roswell, like all of those towns. Well, Cumming has a reputation as a town in in just outside of the metro Atlanta area. Back in the 80s, Hosea Williams, who was a city councilman in Atlanta, would do civil rights marches up there because in the 80s, if you moved into a house in central Forsyth County, the KKK would come to your house and ask you if you wanted to be a member. And so it was well known that through the 60s, 70s, and 80s, that persons of color did not live in Forsyth County or north of that or whatever. Well, anyway, so but now we're in the 2000s, and so you sort of accept that in Forsyth County you're going to deal with certain redneck like elements on occasion. As a trans woman, I won't go into that town. Avoid it like the plague. Because of its issues. Well, anyway, got on a train one day, and so we're standing room only, and there's 3 guys who are guys because that's when I ride the train, like I identify like all of the like regular riders, and those are people I talk to because I like to talk to people and communicate with people or whatever. And so, like, there's 2 or 3 guys there, and they're persons of color, and like one of them's a house painter or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, hey, John, what's up, man? How's it going?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, I did like 2 houses today. Holy shit. I'm tired. I'm tired as fuck." Well, I didn't notice right away, but there was a guy and his girlfriend that got onto the train. And so after I was done talking to John, I turned around and there he was in his white t-shirt with the arms that had been ripped off. That was the Confederate flag with his big belt buckle and the huge 10-gallon cowboy hat and like his little like 5'1", 105 pounds wet blonde haired girlfriend, little pixie looking girlfriend or whatever. And so at the time I was not trans identifying. I was just, you know, a queer person. So I was wearing jeans and a 2-button and tennis shoes and my backpack that had my shit in it. And so standing there, well, he keeps looking at me and I huh? Huh? Okay. So the train is standing room only. And and he leans forward, and I won't say exactly what he said for very obvious reasons, but blurts out, "Hey, do you ride the MARTA train? Do you ride the MARTA train?" And I said, "Yeah, I ride the train most days, every day, most weekdays, because I work, up in Alpharetta." And he's like, "Okay, well, I got a question. Um, why are there so many drops the N bomb hard? Why are there so many N bomb injection here on this train?" And then says like 2 or 3 more of the most racist of things that you can imagine coming out of that person's mouth, out of his mouth. And I literally looked at him and I said, "Look, no, Elaine, the word that rhymes with bigger. I'm just that's as close to it as I'm gonna get." So I lean forward to him and I'm like, "Hey, you're riding a train. There's other people on this train. You really need to watch what comes out of your mouth." And he looks at me and he says, "Well, I can take care of myself."
Mm.
Okay. So the train gets to 5 Point Station. So 5 Point Station in Atlanta, that's the dead center of that's pretty much the dead center of town. And there's a MARTA station at the dead center of town. And so that's the station where you get off of a north or south going train to take an east or west going train because they cross over each other. And so I got off. Well, my friend John got off. Well, belt buckle redneck got off. And my friend John walked over to him and said, "Cracker, I got a question for you." And they started arguing. And before like it got much worse, I remember John turning around, looking because I was standing there, looking at me, and he says, "Go with me." And so I was like, "Okay." So I started backing away, and sure enough, I got about 10 steps back, and they kicked the guy in the knees, got him on the ground. The 2 other guys started kicking at him, and he's all like covered up in shit, and he started crying, and he was crying like a baby and shit. and they were just beating the snot out of him. And then the two MARTA police guys walked up and detained them or whatever. And so I was like, yeah, okay. Cinemax in Atlanta, she probably knows what I'm talking about. But if you are a person of a certain variety, the one thing you do not do on MARTA is start spewing racist bullshit. Because if you do that, you are taking your life into your own hands. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. So, well, 3 days of riding the train now, and it's the first time I've ridden the train in probably 2 years. It's still true. You don't fuck around and you don't say stupid shit where other people can hear you say stupid shit on public transit in Atlanta. Because I kid you not, you will get your ass beat faster than you can blink. I guarantee you. Oh, Sinmac, yeah. Just watch it. Watch the video. Watch the post when I repost it, so you can hear it. But as you would imagine, I would think that you would probably be aware that this is how shit plays, especially if you're a transit rider. I've been a transit rider on and off for 15 years, so that's what transit is like in my town.
Yeah, we don't have any transit around here. You know, when you live out in the middle of nowhere, out in the sticks, there's no buses or
Yeah. Do you have mass transit in Dearborn?
I wouldn't call it mass transit, but there's some transportation.
What would you call it?
Limited bus fare.
Limited bus fare. Wait, you
They
don't have
don't.
you don't have a train that goes through Detroit? Surely you do.
It goes from Detroit to Ann Arbor. We do have a train station, but I mean, I live like 4 or 5 miles from it. 4 or 5 miles, and I think 3 buses.
Wow. Really? I can't. I'm like I said, I live 2 miles away from a MARTA train station, and so I have been lucky over the years that places where I have worked were either right on a bus line drop or right on a train station drop. So not
Yeah, I
having to
think
drive.
the closest bus stop to my job, I think, is 1.5 miles. But I can't even think of where I would have to walk to get picked up. And it would take at least 2, maybe 3 buses in
I
order to
think
get there.
I had to figure. I would just figure that Detroit would have like the equivalent of.
Well, yeah, Detroit has like the oh, it's like the trolley,
Yeah.
but there's tracks. The tracks are in the cement and everything, and they have that runs around, downtown. There's the people mover and the regular buses, but that's in Detroit. Like I'm miles outside of Detroit.
after working from home, I don't ever want to go back to where I have to drive to work every day. I've gotten so spoiled now. Like, if I have to get a job that I have to drive to or take a bus or something, like that would be I hope I don't get to the point where I have to do that.
I'm dreading the idea of going back to having to stand all day.
Oh, okay. So
Well,
okay. So there is a transit line in Detroit that goes out to Ann Arbor.
Yeah, but you have to get downtown in order to. You said it. Are you talking about a train or a bus? Because
No train.
Yeah, no, we've taken the train out to Ann Arbor.
Right.
That train will actually go to Chicago.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. But that's like not like a normal. See, like here in Atlanta, you pay $2.50, and you can get from one end of the city to the other in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, most people would just rely on the bus system for that one.
But the bus system is like twice as slow.
Yeah, but the train tickets are expensive.
I guess I love being in a town that somewhat did mass transit the right way, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, mass transit here is a joke.
Well, that makes me very sad because I think most major metropolitan areas should do, like, if you ever want to have like an amazing mass transit experience, go to Portland, Oregon. Portland's mass transit system is New York level good in that you literally do not have to drive anywhere.
I've been to New York. I've taken the subway. It was
Yeah.
confusing as fuck.
Oh yeah.
And then we took a cab back to the hotel.
We had a New Yorker in here just a little while ago. He's not in here anymore, though.
Which New Yorker? How do you know we had a New Yorker?
Because it was Aiden Wharton. Do you know who he is?
I do not.
He was in some plays in New York. He was in the movie Bros.
He was in the
And
movie Bros. I had a Bros.
yeah, and he was in Fire Island, I think it was called.
Why does that sound familiar?
He's on he has a publication called The Gay Buffet.
So here's the thing. So Madison Hinton, who was in the movie Bros, lives here in Atlanta, and I know her.
Oh, I wish I would have known that. He's not in here anymore. I know because he just went live a few minutes ago. I collaborated on an article with him a few months ago.
That's why the name sounded familiar.
I love that movie. The movie Bros, that has to be like one of my top 4, like, most favorite gay films ever.
He played I mean, he wasn't like a main star. He played a minor role in it, but
yeah. But yeah,
well,
like, bro, like, you laugh when I say this, but Priscilla, Bottoms, which is a lesbian movie, Bros, and then I'm shameful to say this, but Latter Days are like my 4 favorite gay cinema films. The problem with Latter Days is it's a really sad story, but it has Gordon Levitt in it in a very minor role, very early in his career, by the way. But Bros and Bottoms, both of those movies are hysterically funny, and I mean,
well,
even
after you get off here, you should go and check out Aiden's live.
yeah, I should do that. I didn't realize he was on Substack. That's crazy. Now that I'm
Yeah, he's been doing a few more lives lately. He's actually going to be on. So Lawrence Winterman asked me to come on the Daily Whatever on October the 11th on National Coming Out Day.
right.
And he asked, because Dana is stepping down that day, and he asked if I'd ask either Aiden Wharton or Corey Vinny. So I asked Aiden, and he said he'd come on. So
Dana is stepping down.
yeah,
What, is she just going to get out of the game? Gosh.
just that day, just because of it's coming out day. So she's just, letting.
Oh, she's standing down.
Yeah.
Stepping says an entirely different.
Oh, well, sorry. I didn't mean.
Wait, so are you going to come out, Brandon, again?
Well, I don't know how much more I can.
National Coming Out Day. I just want everybody to know, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm trans. And I'm just going to tell everybody that I'm trans. So if you don't realize that I'm trans, maybe now you'll get it, because I'm gonna,
Just put it out there.
yeah, I'm just put it out there. Because
what day is that?
Huh?
The 11th.
What day? The 11th?
The 11th.
Yeah.
Good to know.
A week from Saturday.
I'll give you a bunch of hearts that day.
Well, thanks.
I mean, I give you hearts every day, Brandon, but I'll give you a bunch of hearts that day. How gay is who? Oh, how gay is Brandon? Shit. Here's the thing. If Brandon is not gay, there aren't any gay people. If Brandon's not gay, there's no gay people.
There's no gay.
Yeah. Sort of like if Sarah's not a lesbian, there are no lesbian women.
I don't think I should be used as the
the what is that? What's the catalyst? I don't know if I want to say catalyst, but
No, Brandon, I have a question. I'd like for you to just settle this argument once and for all.
Oh, dear. An argument.
Okay. No, there's no argument. It's just kind of obvious. Okay. Now, I want you to pretend for just a moment
that I'm a lesbian.
No.
Oh.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. So, I just want you to pretend for a moment.
Okay.
Our co-host is somebody you have never met in your life ever.
This one? That one?
Yeah. Not me, the other co-host.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So just pretend you've never met the other co-host ever in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you were to run into the co-host on the street. Would you walk away from that saying, I'll bet she's gay?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. Because here's the deal. Sarah sent me a picture one day of her. I was like, she was talking about her hair or something. I was like, what did you do to your hair?
I like your hair, by the way. I haven't.
Yeah,
thank you.
I do like it.
So I like, oh, okay. So you did something to it or whatever. So I showed that picture to Aubrey. And Aubrey was like, oh. Does she understand certain concepts about herself, maybe, or something? And I had to look at Aubrey and say, not yet. And she looks at me and says, oh. I mean, it's kind of obvious. But here's the deal. I have had that backfire on me.
Yeah. I mean, I've had the same thing. I mean, I've been wrong before.
So when Gizmo was very, very young, when they were like 3 or 4 and they were in preschool, um, there was one of the moms, because I was going through my mom phase, so I took Gizmo to preschool every day. Well, Gizmo's friend Mikey's mom was the most butch straight woman I had ever seen in my life. Like, she was married, she had 3 kids, but she was so butch that there were people who were around her that assumed, because she was butch, that she was just in denial about being gay. And where that all came to a head, where it finally bit me in the ass, was preschool graduation day or whatever. And I went to the school and Gizmo was, very young. I had pictures or whatever. And so Gizmo was chatting with Mikey, and Mikey's mom was standing next to him. And I turned around to walk over to where they were standing. And Mikey's mom was in a 3-piece suit, Brooks Brothers 3-piece suit with a tie, the vest, the whole bit. And I just, um, how are you not, um,
Yeah.
how are you not? And she looked at me and she said, "Not what?" And I said, "How are you not gay?" And she got mad at me. I'm sorry, but 3-piece Brooks Brothers double-breasted suit. The most butch woman I've ever met in my life tells me she's straighter than an arrow, and then I had to leave. I mean, Brandon, if it were you, wouldn't you sort of wonder the same thing?
Well, I'd wonder, but I probably wouldn't have said it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm the asshole because I said something. But the funny part about it is the Gizmo's mom, Eileen, yes, she was married and had 2 kids. 2 kids. One of which, those kids, was friends with my 4-year-old at the time. And the hilarious part about it was I took Gizmo back, I took Gizmo home. And Eileen, yeah, Mikey's dad was there, but not standing nearby. And that's why I was brave enough to ask, how are you not? And hilariously, Gizmo's mom rode me up one side and down the other about I shouldn't be able to just automatically assume and tell people they're gay. You know?
I mean, I don't think people should get offended that they're asked.
Right, that they're asked that question.
But,
So so
that's how homophobia is.
I have another story that, and that's not the first time that's happened. I have a family member who I will not name. He's married to a cousin of mine on my grandmother's side of the family. So, like, uncle twice removed. He's uncle twice removed by marriage. And when you meet him, he is literally the most effeminate heterosexual man you have ever met in your life. Has 3 kids, was a house decorator, decorated houses. and so I, again, I blatantly remember looking him in the face and doing the same thing, and him getting mad because, get this, he was a hard right-wing evangelical.
Oh my.
And so, well, here's where it gets funny. I went back to my family and I was like, I can't believe I did this. And my family was like, oh, you should meet his twin brother. And so I did, had the opportunity to meet his twin brother. Super gay and super flamboyantly, openly gay. And I was like, oh, okay. Guilt. Guilt is a very powerful tool. Guilt will convince you not to do something. And if there are other people around you that can guilt you about being queer or gay or gender fluid or whatever, then you'll have a harder time dealing with that aspect of yourself. I felt that way for a long time. So, yeah, Craigers, you're right. So, anyway. All right. So, you're going on the 11th for National Coming Out Day?
Yes.
I'll do a show for when is that? October 11th?
Yeah, a week from this Saturday.
So it's Saturday. Saturday's usually my off day, but if it's National Coming Out Day, I'll do something. I might do something. Okay. Well, Sarah, Brandon, do either of you have something for the finish? Because we're well over the hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna get off here and try to catch part of Aiden's live while he's still on.
Yeah. I'll go and find it.
The Gay Buffet is his
The Gay Buffet. Does
Substack.
he normally have guests on?
He, from the ones I've seen, he always has somebody that he's talking with.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, Brandon, Sarah, thank you both. Sarah,
There.
we need to you need to do this more often.
Okay.
So Brandon, tomorrow is Friday.
Oh, right.
Trauma
Noon.
Talk. Noon trauma talk. It's on you for the topic.
It's on me. It's on my shoulders. Oh.
Okay. Well, Sarah, Brandon, thank you both. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll talk to you tomorrow too, Sarah. But okay. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Get the fuck out.
99.
99. Oh. So good night for everybody. This was really very good. I'm sorry for being out of pocket for the last few days, but I started working again, and so that was a real challenge, and so I had to normalize to deal with working again, which I'm very happy about, by the way. And so I'll just be quick. Thank you everybody for joining. If you're in a safe space, get there and stay there. I can't do this without you guys. We can't do this without each other. Let's not do that. Eileen, yeah, between 6:30 and 7, that's really when it's going to go off. Eastern Standard Time now, because I can usually get home between 5 and 5:30 from work now. So I think that's probably going to be a safe bet without getting too late into the evening. And I'm sorry for how frumpy I'm looking at the moment, but I just got off work, so that's why. Anyway, so with that, I will tell all of you, be safe out there, do good things. Good night, and I love you all.